Start over what?
Yeah.
Start all over like right now? Like welcome to this Wednesday, September 16th edition of the Native News Update? I'm your host for today's program, Paul Demain. Many of the stories read here can also be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com. Here are the news stories for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. A man who videotaped himself digging up artifacts from a Native American gravesite is facing jail time. James Edward Trules of Eureka, California, pled guilty Monday to illegally excavating a Native American cultural site. Trules faces up to a year in jail and a $10,000 fine. Trules was arrested in December after posting a YouTube video of himself unearthing the artifacts at Patrick's Point State Park in June of 2008. Park rangers were able to identify Trules and found the items, many of those belonging to the Yurok tribe, after a search of his home. State officials estimate that Trules did about $14,000 in archaeological damage to the site. The tribe says in a statement that disturbing burial site is one of the most offensive crimes to Yurok ancestors. Several tribal elders plan to speak at Trules' October 23rd sentencing. A federal judge on September 15th blocked a request by the Cherokee Nation to intervene as a plaintiff in Oklahoma's water pollution lawsuit against 12 Arkansas poultry companies, clearing the way for the case to go to trial. U.S. District Judge Gregory Frizzle explained in his bench ruling that if he allowed the tribe's request, it would likely trigger more than a 4-month delay in the case, as new motions are filed with the court from both parties. Frizzle, acknowledging there was no perfect resolution to the issue, said the nation could still bring a separate lawsuit against the companies. Diane Hammons, Attorney General for the nation, said the tribe planned to appeal. The jury trial is set to start next Monday and could last 2 months. Pre-trial settlement talks between Oklahoma and the industry appeared to have fizzled in the recent weeks. The case has drawn national attention because it could lead to similar lawsuits across the country challenging how the poultry industry does business. Oklahoma Attorney General Drew Edmondson sued the company in 2005, claiming that the estimated 345,000 tons of chicken waste produced in the Illinois River watershed each year has wreaked environmental havoc on the land downstream. Nearly 6 of the nation's Indian tribes will share $1 billion in bonding authority through the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. Governor Bill Richardson and U.S. Treasury Deputy Secretary Neil Woolen announced the bonds yesterday during a visit to the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The two also met with local tribal leaders on how tribal bonds would be used to create jobs and complete projects in Indian country. Woolen says the tribal bonds will give Indian communities access to lower-cost borrowing to build schools, hospitals, and roads. 3 New Mexico pueblos are receiving bond authority, including the Acoma Pueblo, which plans to use $5 million to build a steel production facility in rural New Mexico. The Corps of Engineers plans to hire an anthropologist to study a jawbone found last month in the Columbia River north of Richland, Washington. Spokesman Joseph Saxon said the Corps wants another opinion to determine the age of the bone and satisfies question from interested parties. He said the Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Reservation indicated it believes the jawbone was Native American. In 1996, a 9,300-year-old skeleton known as Kennewick Man was found in the Columbia near Kennewick, Washington, touching off a dispute between tribes who want to bury the bones and scientists who want to study them. Perhaps that jawbone belongs to Mrs. Kennewick Man, or Kennewick Woman, eh? Okay. Chickasaw Nation subsidiary says it has reached an agreement to buy Lone Star Park from the bankrupt owner of the horse racing track in Grand Prairie, Texas. According to documents filed September 14th in U.S. bankruptcy court in Delaware, Global Gaming LSP LLC will pay $27 million for the track. The tribe has asked the court to schedule a formal auction for October 7th and a hearing to approve the sale for October 14th. Lone Star Park's current owner is Magna Entertainment Corp. The Canadian company, which is the largest horse track owner in the U.S., filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection on March 5th. Another Chickasaw tribal subsidiary is in the final stages of buying Remington Park in Oklahoma City from Magna Entertainment for $80.25 million. Joe Garcia, Ropata Taylor, Sammy Meadows, and Native Music Rocks headline a packed program with 3 outstanding mobile workshops, dozens of educational sessions, and a free public concert at the 11th Annual Tourism Conference sponsored by the American Indian Alaska Native Tourism Association. The conference is being held at Santa Fe's Buffalo Thunder Resort and Casino September 20th through the 23rd. The conference will open with a reception at the Poe Center hosted by the Pueblo of Pajoqua. It will close with a free indoor public concert by Native Music Rocks at the Hilton at Santa Fe Plaza on September 23rd from 7 p.m. until midnight. The Native Music Rocks concert will feature Grammy Award winner Mickey Free, Keith Secola, Shia, Levi and the Plateros, Casper, Martha Redbone, and other Native recording stars. The theme of the American Indian Tourism Conference is Building Native Tourism, Pathways for Change. Topics that will be covered include how to 45% up in a down economy, how-tos of the Native arts industry, preparing your tourism business for financing, preparing for international trade show participation, finding the tribal voice in interpretation, maximizing tourism dollars through the Scenic Byways program, creating an international indigenous network, and planning tribal tourism issues and solutions. And that is the latest roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. We want to thank our underwriters for helping with this program and for you for joining with us again, and you have a great day.